There's one. That's a good sign. There's one. All right. Oh, on one, guys. Decent. What is going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of All Mouth Bassing. In this episode, I decided to meet up with my buddy Kerm out at the Pueblo reservoir to do a little bit of bass fishing. Things were starting out a little bit slow, and the bite's been kind of tough in general lately with the weather being the way it was. So after a little while, I decided to switch things up and try throwing a downsized Wacky rig. And once I did that, my luck kind of turned around completely. So all in all, it ended up being a real fun day. Seemed like Kerm had a pretty good time and I had a great time myself. So just real awesome day, a lot of fun out at the res, and got on some decent bass. So if you guys want to see how that went, go ahead, stick around, stay tuned, and check it out. All right, guys, I am out here with old Kerm the early worm. It's nice and early in the morning. It's like 7:30 on a Sunday morning. We're out at the Pueblo reservoir, and he's already caught, I think, 3 smallies today. He's throwing around a Rebel Popar. His is, I think maybe like a leopard frog color. I've got a bullfrog colored one. What was it?
I think it's cricket.
Cricket frog? Gotcha. It's a nice looking color. I like the white belly. That's probably why you're getting good hits.
Yeah, that's why I picked it.
Nice. For sure. So Kerm's throwing probably a better bait than me, to be honest, but I'm gonna throw Frogar as well since he's having pretty good luck with his, except I've got the bullfrog colored one, and we don't really have much of a plan for the day, or at least I don't. I'm planning on just pretty much throwing around whatever I think I might be able to catch some bass on, and just hopefully having a nice day and catching some bass today. So that's pretty much the plan. I'm gonna go down to where I'm gonna cast and maybe catch some bass here. Kerm's on one. I'll have to go check that out quick. Nice, man. Oh, dang.
The frog snatched the shit.
Hell yeah, dude.
I knew that was good.
Well, guys, old Kerm's a little salty with me over there.
I'm having a Perrick moment.
I told him to dip that bass in the water because I was feeling like it had been out for a little too long, and he dipped it and it freaking swam away before we got a release shot. So he's a little bummed. We're all a little bummed we didn't get the release on that decent bass, but I mean, yeah, bad timing, bad situation, I guess. But we're back after it. Hopefully we catch another couple bass. Maybe we could get a couple release shots for you guys today. We'll see. I wasn't really having any luck throwing around that Frogar, so I decided to switch it up. I put on a Wacky rig now. I've got a Carolina pumpkin chartreuse tipped 3-inch stick bait here, and I've got a, I believe, on a 1/0 Wacky hook. So that's the rig. I'm gonna try tossing this around. We got a little bit of wind here, so I'm not really sure how well I'm gonna be able to cast it, but hopefully at least decent. It's a really light little stick bait, so probably not gonna be able to send it too far, but I should be able to get it far enough to get to some fish at least, I think. There's one. That's a good sign. Decent one. Oh yeah, real decent one. That's what we want to see, guys. Oh, and it jumped itself right into a rock. That wasn't ideal for the fish, but that was kind of crazy. I've never seen a fish do that. It jumped out of the water and straight into a rock. But man, I've been having some pretty decent luck with the big smallies lately, guys. Hell yeah, not too bad. Perfect little hook set too. Wacky rig pulling through. All right, guys, beautiful little smallie. Gonna get back in the water now. There she goes. Well, now I remember why I used to love the Wacky rig so much, guys. I think I'm gonna get this back out there and see if I could get on a couple more. That wind died down a little too, which should help my cause. I just missed a hook set on a bite. Let's see if it comes back. There it is. All right. Nothing big or anything, but I didn't even know it was there for a sec. Fired up, little smallie. All right. That's 2 down with the Wacky today. All right. Another little Southern Colorado smallmouth bass. Let's get it back in the water. Oh, all right, little bud. That is crazy. I've never had a fish do that on a release. I let it go and it lodged itself under this rock. All right, that was better. Pretty wild release. Huh? You probably are. I got a hat on and long sleeves. I wouldn't probably feel much anyway unless it was heavy rain. I'm on one. I'm hooked up. Decent one. Spotted bass looks like. Probably a pounder. Yeah, probably about a pounder. Spotty. Hell of a hook set. Just about choked it, but I think I can get it out. Alright guys, decent little spotted bass, probably about a 1 pounder if even. First spotty of the day. Let's get back in the water though. Oh, why are they wilding out on every release today? That was pretty cool, but pretty wild. Oh, I missed one. Get back out where that fish was. See if it'll eat again. Oh, and I missed again. I don't know what's going on, guys. Just missed 2 hook sets on the same fish right in a row. Let's see if it'll eat a 3rd time. There it is, on it that time. Oh, that's why it was dinky dinky. Pretty cool though. I like catching micro bass. Let's get it back in the water. Awesome. And I'm gonna keep tossing the Wacky around and see what happens with it. Oh, I thought I lost it for a sec. I'm on one, guys. It must have ran straight towards me. That's a decent little smallie, actually. Probably about a pound. Yeah, I'd say probably right around a solid pound. Not too bad. All right, let's get this pretty little fish back in the water. Let's get this Wacky back out there. I think that's 5 on the Wacky so far, 4 smallies in a spot. See what else we could do. I'm on one, guys. Another decent little, oh, and it just spit me. I was on an okay smallie, but it just spit me. Oh well. Back after it. Kerm's on a nice bass.
I don't know what this is, dude.
Or possibly catfish or carp or something.
I might just be snagged.
Oh, Kerm.
Dude, what the fuck?
All that for a snag.
What? Felt like it got slammed.
It might have. It might have pulled you into one.
Oh, I'm stuck, yeah.
All right, guys. I just hooked up with a tiny little smallie. At least it's something though. Had a little bit of a slow spell there. It's fired up, man. All these little fish are coming out of here fired right up. Another little, probably quarter pounder, little Dinkmeister. But I think that's maybe 6 or so on the Wacky today. So decent work, not too bad. Let's get this guy back in the water. I think that was the smoothest release today. Probably the least spastic fish. All right, that's 6 down with the Wacky. Let's get it back out there. Man, I just missed a solid bite, guys, and it took my worm too. So I gotta go grab a new stick bait real quick. That sucks. That fish that just stole my stick bait was definitely a decent sized fish. Had some pretty solid weight to it. So I'm gonna cast back out where I just missed it and hopefully it'll bite again. We'll see. Just hooked a decent smallie, guys. It's not the same one I was after before that I said I missed, but in a different spot, different fish, and it's not too bad. It's fired up, man. All the fish I've hooked up with today have been fired right up. All right, pretty little fish, probably another about pounder or so. Let's get it back in the water. All right, awesome. Another nice healthy release. Let's go. All right, guys, that was either 7 or 8 with the Wacky today. I think it was 7, but possibly 8. Let's get it back out there and see what else we could do. There's one. All right. Just another dinky smallie. Oh, whew. Just caught my rod before he hit the ground. But anyway, this one is fired up. All right, pretty little fish. I want to say that was number 8. Let's get it back in the water. These smallies are just loving the Wacky rig today. Let's get it back out there.
Number 5, bass-wise?
I don't even know.
I think it's 5.
Gonna get the release on old Kerm's bass now.
You killing?
There goes. Awesome, dude. Nice.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Kerm and I are still taking casts on our way out. We're still on our way to our car, but there's some juicy little pockets that are kind of tucked away from the wind, so we decided to hit them, and I actually just got hit and missed one, so let's see if I could get it to eat again. Oh, and it did too, and I missed it. All right, guys, this fish is real aggressive, so who knows? I might be able to make it happen. Let's drag this through there again. There it is. Oh, just a dink, but an aggressive dink. Yoinked him right out of the water on the hook set. Jeez, bud. And then he flipped right off the hook, just about fell out of my hands. These little guys are fired up today.
Yeah, they're on.
I think that's my smallest of the day, though. Just a little micro. Let's get it back in the water. There it goes. Cool. That's 9 for the day, I think. Let's see if we could get into double digits quick before we call it. The wind actually died down in general, kind of, but it's supposed to pick back up, so I don't know how much longer we will stay out here. But I actually just missed a pretty good hit right over here. It actually took my last worm, so I had to throw a new stick bait on here. I'm gonna get back out there. I'm gonna see if I could get this fish to bite again. Come on, one, guys. Decent smallie. That was so weird. It must have ran straight towards me at first because it was barely fighting at first. And now it's freaking fired up. All right. Definitely not too bad of a fish. Nah, it's real skinny actually. Probably barely a pound now that I'm looking at it. But it's a long one. Not too bad. Well, alright guys, unfortunately I did not get a release video of that fish because as I popped it off the hook it actually flipped back into the water, but it did take off real good and healthy seeming, so hopefully it'll be alright. And that was actually fish number 10 for the day, I believe, so pretty freaking awesome. Let's get back after it and see if maybe I could catch another one or two. Oh, on one, guys. Decent. All right. Actually, probably one of the better smallies of the day. All right, guys. I haven't really been keeping track of size today, but I'd say this is probably in the top 5 of my catches today. I think it's my 11th bass, so not too bad. Let's get it back in the water, though. There it goes. Tight. Well guys, we've been out here forever. That last bass took my worms, so I lost another stick bait there, and I'm running real low on those. I've only got like 1 or 2 in that color left. I'll probably run to the store and get some more soon anyway, but Kerm's getting kind of sick of it anyway. We've been out here forever today and I'm kind of with him on that, so I think with that we're gonna call it a day. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching another episode, and thank you so much for sticking around till the end. As y'all could see, that ended up being a ton of fun. Kerm and I ended up going out there and getting on some decent bass. They were mostly dinks, but I mean, that's kind of to be expected in southern Colorado. But we did end up getting on a couple decent ones at least, got into a pile of smallies. I got a decent little spotted bass, and we ended up on decent numbers. The little Wacky rig ended up really pulling through for me. I like that little natural color with the chartreuse tail. Those combos tend to just do real well, especially in that downsized Wacky setup. I've been crushing with that rig lately, and that day was no exception. So just had a good time out there with a buddy, and glad we went out and got on some bass. So that's really all I got to say about it. Thanks again for sticking around, guys. I'll see you on the next one, and I'll see you on the water.